You guys, I want to spend the next 4 hours talking about this lady and how pissed the captain got and how this was my face the entirety of that whole dramatic scene. Hey guys, welcome back to the Real Housewives Recaps. Today, I am so excited to be talking about Below Deck, Season 8, Episode 10. Woo! So much going on. A little slow at the beginning, but boy, the end sure did not disappoint. So let's talk about it. Let's get into it. Real quick, just a quick housekeeping update. I will not be posting an episode next week. Crazy week for me, but I will be still posting content, so check back. I got lots of stuff coming up, and I will pick back up with the show the week after, and we'll talk about whatever madness ensues. Hey guys, I just want to take a second and say if you're enjoying this show, please check out my Patreon. Go to patreon.com, search Real Housewives Recaps, or check the comments below and I'll put a link. And for $1 a week, you can support my show and get 4 bonus episodes per month. I'm covering Scary Island, like the greatest season of Real Housewives of New York. So check it out. Thanks so much. Before we get into it, I do want to point out Rachel on Twitter. Every time I try to like Rachel, she does something annoying, like quitting or posting things like this. She said, this was yesterday, January 4th at 8:07 p.m. Oh, yay, it's Monday. Ugh, don't even set your DVR. It's not worth it. So I thought, oh, she must be talking about these horrible guests. Nope. She says, blank, it's the same. Fran doesn't like this person. Eddie is gaslighting. Don't look at me as I F in the laundry room. Then you got me not giving an F. Okay, I know. We like Rachel. We like her food. Person, I'm getting less and less enchanted with. I wanted to like her. I really did. We were all rooting for you. I said this before, but we were. But to me, it just reads as so childish. She keeps talking about this boyfriend. I understand. She's worried about him, but my God. And she's doing things like this on Twitter. And it's just like shooting herself in the foot over and over again. I'm sure she doesn't care, but I just think it's crappy. She's on this show. She's talking shit about it. She's having this chance that lots of people would kill for. Lots of, some people want the exposure. She signed up for it. They didn't make her do it. And I just think she's coming across as a spoiled brat. So that's my thought on that. So the episode kicks off with Captain Lee zipping up his pants. I don't know why. Just because. To me, this was a weird episode. It starts off slow and then it's like it's like you go on a water slide and the first part's really boring and then the second part is just like crazy twists and turns. You're like, what the hell is happening? What am I on? So we'll kind of breeze through the first part and we'll really get into the second part. But okay. So remember that James and Elizabeth hooked up the night before. How could we forget? She's acting like a child. She keeps giggling. Not just like, I like this guy giggles. I'm talking like full on teenage girl. Hee hee hee. You know what I mean? Like, it's a bit much. And he keeps saying, oh gosh, because he's realizing everybody now knows because she's told everybody that they smooched it up. Oh man, I felt so bad for Izzy this episode. Izzy, she's explained before that she had this illness, and it sounds like we find out she's triggered by lack of sleep. And of course, this is not an environment where you get a lot of sleep. So she might be going into that again. It kind of hurt. I hate that she's suffering. Okay, back to what's going on. Francesca's the worst. Elizabeth is the worst. Aisling should be chief stew and just do it by herself. I don't know what to say. Elizabeth just has her head in the clouds. Francesca, I just think she's a terrible leader. I know I've had some of you guys say, oh, I don't think she's that bad. I think she's a terrible leader. I don't know. I feel like I've just worked with people like this. Now, granted, Elizabeth is a train wreck, and I am not taking up for Elizabeth, but Fran's communication just kills me. Ugh. Aisling should just do all 3 jobs, and that'll be the show. Okay, so let's see. I don't even know where we're at. I'm just dying to jump into the ending of this episode because I'm still blown away by it. I'm like on a high. I got right off of taking notes of it, and I just got right on this recording. Sometimes I take a little time in between to get my thoughts together. Nope. I just wanted to jump on and talk about this because it's just so crazy. Okay, so they are getting ready for these guests. So they're getting things set up. Poor Izzy, she's not feeling good. She's got sore throat, body aches. Okay. Captain didn't have his pants for a little bit. Elizabeth can't find starch. Aisling says she tries to help. She's been picking up Elizabeth's slack. I feel for Aisling. That sucks. Elizabeth sucks. Francesca sucks. I don't know how else to say it. Okay. So they are getting ready, right, for the guests. They're cleaning up. They're working. The whole crew is like gathered in this little area. They're kind of laughing about what went down between James and Elizabeth. He's denying it. We do find out something interesting, that James's first girlfriend really screwed him over. And it sounds like she cheated on him. He says she never admitted it. It was 5 years ago. It's still affecting him. And because of it, he doesn't have relationships. Now, truthfully, I think Aisling calls it. I think he's an F-boy. I think he's using this as his excuse so he can't get close with people. I don't know. I feel like he was a tortured soul for a long time, probably, because he talks about being, I believe he was overweight and he had body issues, so now he works out so hard, so he doesn't have to, he's got a lot going on. Okay. This scene to me was kind of the pinnacle of how Francesca and Elizabeth, their personalities are. Francesca is not communicating for shit, and Elizabeth has her head up her ass. She's not listening. She's not paying attention. She's smiling through this thing that Francesca's talking about. Fran's trying to address the elephant in the room, which was she overheard Elizabeth and Izzy talking, and Elizabeth's trying to say she respects her, and Francesca is just so mad she won't listen to anything Elizabeth's saying. I get it. I'd be mad too if I heard somebody talking about me, but I think Francesca's communication style sucked even before this, so I'm not even going to give her a pass on this one. Let's see here. I want to bring Kate back, and I want Aisling to work with her, and we'll bring in Aisha, and there's my dream team. So there you go. Okay, so Izzy asked James if he had fun in the hot tub, and he kind of denies it. Like, what? Captain does tell Rachel that he's super impressed with her. So it's nice to see, he's acknowledging, and she seems to be getting back in his good graces. They have a preference sheet meeting, so this is where we meet Tina and Mark. They are avid boaters. Uh-oh. They socialize at their local yacht club. Okay, that's kind of a douchey thing to say. Francesca says there will be trouble. They are boat people. Yep, she nails it. Captain says it is what it is. We'll do what we do. That's exactly what he says. It's like, okay. Okay. So let's talk about this. These people are a nightmare. We thought that last charter, whatever group, was going to be awful. They were fantastic. Yeah, they asked for a lot of crazy stuff, but I would take them any day of the week. I just want to drink with them. I want to hang out with them. These people are the worst. So all I could think of is, do you remember that season where Kate I think it was Kate's first season, that woman kept asking for mojitos. So she's like, I don't know, we just throw a bunch of crap in the glass and tell her it's a mojito. That's what I kept thinking about with these people. I think Kate said something, oh my God, this is shameful that I remember all this, but she said something like, people that can't really afford this kind of thing, they milk every ounce of luxury they can get, and that's kind of what I think about these people. I don't know if they can afford it or not, but I'm just saying, like, they're milking the crap out of this. Okay, so before that, James texts Elizabeth and says, hey girl, want to meet on the dock? So they go, they meet, they talk about families. It's kind of like a first date where you're like, oh, what kind of music do you like? Oh, what kind of music do you like? They end up kissing, and then they go to sleep. Okay, so it's the next morning. Izzy's really not feeling good. She has sore throat, body aches. The provisions are about to arrive. I still never understand this. I don't know if it's a food freshness thing or what. I mean, they had the day before. Why didn't they get the provisions then? It just doesn't seem to make sense. I guess to add to the drama of having to hurry up before the guests get there. Captain doesn't have his pants, so he's paging. Elizabeth can't find starch because she can't find anything. So Aisling, we see her get pissed because Aisling says she's tried to help picking up Elizabeth's slack, but she's 100% Team Francesca. I get that. I understand why Aisling would be Team Francesca because Elizabeth does suck, and it sucks that Aisling's been picking up the slack. But I guess where Aisling's on her good side, she's not experiencing the lack of communication from Francesca either. So, okay. So everyone's dressed. The guests are about to arrive. Eddie says to Francesca, "Did you demote yourself?" And they Elizabeth absolutely cracks up. She forgot her third stripe, so she's trying to fix it. So we see the group arrive, right? They all have boats. We know this. They make a big deal about, oh yeah, we all have boats. In fact, my favorite one, Drunky in the Water, Dolores, thank you. Drunky in the Water lives on her boat. So, yeah, we'll get to her. My God, she's my hero. Okay. So, they leave dock, and, I mean, these people are chugging champagne like they just turned 21. There's a quick scene where Rob says he has no pants, the laundry is just a mess. Rachel apparently left her phone in the freezer, so it's frozen. Okay, so Rachel, she did such a good job cooking. She's a wonderful chef. I know, we put up a lot from all the other chefs and their tempers and their weirdness, so we'll take it from Rachel, especially since she's blowing everybody else out of the water. But is anybody else sick of this whole, I miss my boyfriend storyline? I mean, it's a bit much. I'm just kind of over it. Okay, so we hear the voice of Francesca asking Elizabeth to look after the guests. So what happens? Elizabeth ignores them. They say they're waiting for their drinks, and they're saying things like, do you think it'd be bad if we did self-service? Elizabeth's just, again, head in the clouds, head up her ass, whatever you want to say, in the prep area. So the guests find Rachel, ask her for champagne. She has to page interior, which is just awful. Francesca then pages Elizabeth and is like, are you going to look after the guests like I asked you to? And she's like, yes, already on it. No, you're not on it. Okay, so lunch is being prepared. It looks delicious. Guests said that they're amazed. They're so happy. Eddie comes out to talk to the guests. They're talking about they really want to go horseback riding, and some of them want to go shopping. Some of them want to go snorkeling. And Eddie to camera says, I hate boat people. So the guests are drinking nonstop, anything they can get their hands on, from champagne to they do shots of limoncello. And Francesca says they want to do it all at once. Eddie's shaking his head. They want a roaring 20s dinner. They want to have it with the captain. Aisling and Rachel talk about James and Elizabeth. It was kind of funny. Aisling is kind of telling everybody Elizabeth started. It's her fault. I don't even feel bad. But Aisling is going around telling everybody. She ends up telling Fran later, too. So I think Aisling does have a little bit of thing for James. We see it, I guess, in future episode where maybe they possibly hook up. So we'll see. Okay. So then they are... can we just get on to this? This is my buddy Dolores. She might be my favorite charter guest ever, and that she's the absolute worst. She is all about herself, all about this jet ski. Apparently she was a professional jet skier or jet ski racer or some nonsense like that. So I could watch an hour of her on a jet ski because she is feeling herself. She is really enjoying it. Eddie had encouraged the captain, hey, don't go to dinner tonight. You need to get out of this. This group is going to be difficult. Oh my God, she's riding side saddle on the jet ski. So the captain talks to Rachel and is like, I have to go to this Roaring 20s party. And she's like, oh, you're coming to dinner? So this is exactly what I'm talking about. That's on Fran. Fran did not communicate with Rachel, oh yeah, Captain's coming to dinner too. That's her sucky communication that I'm talking about. Francesca's saying these guests are drinking a ton. They just arrived. They've almost cleared them out of champagne. I don't know if they're going to even make it to dinner tonight. And, oh my gosh, just so much. I mean, that's all they're doing. Hey, good for them. Drink as much as you want, but they get obnoxious. And by they, I mean Dolores. The others are fine. Okay, so they're setting up for the Roaring 20s party. The thing we see a lot on Housewives. Whoop-de-doo. And again, Aisling is telling Francesca about James and Elizabeth. Francesca says she's not surprised. They obviously don't have any work ethic. So it's a match made in heaven. I thought, okay. Oh man, Dolores is just getting more trashed. She is asking for more. Not going well. Poor Izzy. She's really struggling. She said she hasn't felt this sick in a long time. She thinks it's her, I'm never going to say that right, Guillain-Barré syndrome flaring up. Oh, terrible. Okay, so the guests are getting ready for dinner. Captain is saying, GD, and wearing snakeskin boots, because why wouldn't he? We see a weird thing about Rob and James's bromance. Rob says they're two lost, wandering souls who met at sea. Okay. Okay, so Rachel is prepping this big dinner. Captain joins them. Oh, God, Dolores. Her friends are saying, your eyes are really red. Is that from jet skiing? No, it's from copious amounts of alcohol. Rachel says she's super disappointed in Elizabeth and James, how they hooked up and how he was hitting on all the girls, pushed a little harder with the weakest link. I actually thought that was a really funny line. Dolores is continuing to get shit-faced. She burped so loud, the captain shoots daggers at her. That was really funny. If you didn't catch that, go back and rewind it because it's so funny, the look he gives her. Dolores says she wants to see the captain naked in the water. Sure. That's something normal you would say to a captain of a boat. The guests are annoyed with her, and the captain says, holy shit, Dolores is drunker than a four-peckered goat. So then, the chef drops off dinner with these little shots mixed in with syrup, and Dolores is holding it really high and waving it around. It's kind of funny to watch. She says, I can fix you up on a jet ski. You don't even know. Making no sense to Captain. He says, I think I just heard a general alarm go off, so he can tell shit's going wrong. Dolores is still drinking. Everyone's saying you need to drink more water. Oh, you guys, this is when it gets good. So they're telling her, hey, slow your roll, drink water. What's happening? She's like, I need to get in the hot tub. So the group says, we need to keep an eye on her because she could drown. She says, I need to go get in the water. Yeah, that's a really good idea, Dolores. Why don't you go do that? So we hear Francesca say, you've got to be joking. She says it's not safe to jump in. Well, Dolores is just hanging out in her little white dress down at the swim platform. I mean, Fran just pages James like, you might need to get down here immediately. Captain hears it and he starts yelling down to Dolores, nope, don't do it. You're not getting in the water. And he says he's pissed and he's not going to put up with this. Dolores then, just wasted. She's no awareness. She starts asking for peas. Okay. Another lady says, hey, Dolores, there's sharks down there. So what does Dolores do? She swan dives into the water. Francesca starts yelling, oh my God. And Captain says, son of a bitch. Fran's telling James to jump in because she's probably going to drown. Captain to camera says Dolores jumping in the water is the ultimate FU. The group hears the splash. They're freaking out at the dinner table, and the captain is pissed. More so than I've ever seen him before. Francesca's completely shocked, saying it's about safety. This is mental. She asks the captain, do you want James to jump in? And he says no. Dolores's friend says she's a super good swimmer, and Captain says, I don't care if she's a good swimmer. She's drunk. I don't need dead bodies here. I mean, he has a point. I just couldn't believe, not only did she jump in, she was just like paddling around like no big deal. James and Francesca were making the funniest faces during this because the captain was absolutely freaking out and just rightfully so yelling. And they were both like, oh my God, what's going to happen? What's he going to do? Okay, so then, oh my gosh. So then Dolores yells, can I have some bacon? I love her. Captain says, you can't have anything. You need to get your GD ass back to this boat now. So she's just swimming around, frolicking, and he yells to go to the other side of the boat. And he's yelling, you stepped over the line. Dolores is surprised that the captain's pissed at her because they're all just blurry shapes to her at this point. She says, I paid for this. And Captain says, I don't give a shit what you paid for. Your charter just ended. Now get out. He says they're headed back to the dock and they are done. So James has to page Eddie to get out of bed to help. Dolores, oh my God, can I have some bacon? Oh my God, this was so my face the entire time. I was just like, holy shit, is this happening? This is too funny. Oh my God, just no awareness at all. And Captain losing his mind. Okay, so Captain goes back to the group in the table and he says, I hate to tell you this, but your charter is over. She's in the water, she's drunk, she won't come back out. And he says, we're going to head back to the dock. We're not going to put up with this. To camera, he says, I'm so mad right now, I can't even see straight. It's like, damn, that's a little scary. She stepped over the line. This charter is over. These assholes are going back to the dock. Get your effing ass and get the F off my boat. Woo! And it is to be continued. No scenes for next week. No further hint as to what goes on. But, oh my God. I actually feel, the whole group is awful, but I feel bad for them a little bit. It's not their fault. They should just drop that bitch off at the dock and continue on with the charter. Woo! It was fun to see Captain Lee that pissed. I don't know why. I just really got a kick out of it. And, oh my God. Dolores, can I have some bacon? I want peas. Like, wow. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, that is it for the episode, you guys. Let me know what your thoughts are down below. I love all the comments. I love reading them. You guys are amazing. Even if you disagree with me, no problem. I welcome it. As long as it's fun, let's talk about it. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know who's bugging you this season. Let me know who you're liking. Are you having the same feelings as I am about Rachel, the chef? I'm just curious. Like, I really want to like her. I do. And I love her food. I just don't understand her so much. Anyway, you guys have a fantastic week. Stay safe, stay healthy. Oh, by the way, I will not be recording an episode next week. Crazy week for me, but I will pick it right back up the week after. I will still be posting content, so check back with me. Thank you guys so much. And stay healthy, stay safe, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.